you're having fun today, because I did. Now, for those of you who are new to Toastmasters, any new guests who haven't heard about Toastmasters yet? Guests? No? No guests. Okay, that's perfect. So let me jump right off the bat into the evaluation session. So as you know, evaluation session is where the speakers receive feedback from their evaluators. Now today we have 3 seasoned evaluators who are going to evaluate 3 C1 speakers today. Now for our first individual evaluator who is going to evaluate Victor's first speech on Hello, my name is somebody from the Area M3, and she's in fact your Area M3 director. I find her to be very positive and encouraging, and she's a very proficient English communicator. So I think she'll be able to provide good insights to our first speaker, Victor. So let's put our hands together and welcome Polly.
I think it's very great that we have 3 icebreaker speeches today, and I am happy that I am one of the evaluators. So after the icebreaker speeches, do you think that you know Victor better?
Yes.
Yes. So the aim of icebreaker speech is to know the speaker more and better, and I think that Victor just nailed it because he used the development of his English name to let us took on a journey with him from the moment when he was a child to university and to now he used the name as Victor. That was a lot of options, a lot of choices of him, and I think I really like the end of your speech. You have a reflection on your name. You didn't like it first because you think they would make you make fun of your classmates, but now you enjoy to have this name, and I really think that it's very easy to remember your name after your speech. And I think Victor has a great sense of humor. He used a lot of funny jokes during his speech, and he was really able to make people laugh. And he always had a smile on his face, and I think it made his speech more enjoyable to the audience. And I also think that Victor has a great speech skills. Like he used some visual aids, a name card, to let people understand, and it was easier to be remembered his previous name and his Chinese name as well. And it attracted people's attention, and Victor was very confident and very natural on the stage. It didn't feel like he is delivering his first speech in the stage because he had a great eye contact and he was very natural here. He seems like a very experienced speaker already. To offer some suggestions for Victor, I would suggest that you can add some body language or vocal variety in your future speeches because it will help you to attract people's attention more. Like you can add a few changes to your speed of a speech, or just add some changes to your volume so that you can attract people's attention from time to time, from the time you want to have some surprise or you want to just let people feel more engaged in your speech. So overall, I really enjoy Victor's speech. And to conclude my evaluation, I would like to use SKT, his Chinese name, to conclude my evaluation. And S for the successful speech, and K for it was a keen-witted and fun, and T for a talent speaker we have today. So overall, I really enjoyed this, and I would like to give my control back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Polly, for giving such a constructive feedback. And just to mention that her answer towards the meeting theme Singles Day, she mentioned that she doesn't have anything to buy on Singles Day unless there's a great deal that she finds interesting. Then she might consider buying one for herself or for her boyfriend. Just for the record. Now, our second individual evaluator is someone from BID Toastmasters Club, and she is also a very proficient English speaker. And I find her to be very logical, and she's also very positive and encouraging. And when I asked her about the meeting theme, Singles Day, she said that she would like to buy some clothes for her kids because her kids are growing up so fast that their current clothes are fitting for them already. So let's welcome our second individual evaluator who's going to evaluate Jason Zhang C1 speech, Elaine Xu.
Jason, how are you? Jason, thank you, and it's my pleasure to be your evaluator of your icebreaker speech. And the purpose of an icebreaker speech is to introduce yourself to your members and to know the basic structure of public speech. And I think you did a good job. You have a very good opening. You start with something you're passionate about, which is hiking. And I love the sentence you said. The journey of 100 miles begins with one step. And then you connect this sentence to your Toastmasters journey. So that's a very good opening. And then you mentioned people that you care about. For example, your grandma, who maybe is the most important person in your life. And also Kara, who's the reason why you joined Toastmasters. And Justin, energetic Toastmasters, who is eager to learn. And also Elise, who's your mentor. And I think that gives me an idea that you are a people person, because you also mentioned that you need to say it out loud, give the acknowledgement or say your appreciation to someone you care. And also you have a very good conclusion, saying that you can always find ways to improve yourself, and Toastmasters is a right place. And also for your first prepared speech, you use your accent. I think your accent is pretty good, and your voice is steady, not trembling a bit. And also the volume and speaking speed is quite good. And also you engage the audience by mentioning some of them, so that would definitely catch the audience's attention. And also you mentioned something very important, which is the advantage of joining Toastmasters. So you said you can find this is a good place to practice English or public speaking, and you always get some feedback from your members, and it's a good chance to meet new friends. And because I'm the IE, I would like to share some of my observations to you, so maybe you can take into considerations in the future. So because you mentioned many interesting stories, so I guess maybe next time you can use more hand gestures or body language to exaggerate those stories. So you mentioned you might kick Kara out. Maybe you can use your feet or something. And also, I am very moved that you love your grandma so much. But in my humble opinion, maybe that part was just a little bit too long. And I suggest that this can be a very moving and touching story. Maybe you can use this as a topic for your future speeches. And to conclude, congratulations for starting your Toastmasters journey. And I want to encourage you to sign up for your next prepared speech or take some assignment in the future meetings, so you can be even better in the future.
Thank you, Elaine. Well, Elaine's from my own mother club, BID Toastmasters, and I find her to be improving a lot with her evaluation. She hasn't done a lot of evaluations, but she has improved so many. She has made so many progress that she nearly went under the red flag, right? Like went over time. Nearly, not yet, but nearly. So, our third individual evaluator, who is going to evaluate Peter Huang's C1 speech, is from your own club, CHB Toastmasters Club. And I find this person to be brilliant and he's a keen observant, and he is very logical as well. And when I asked him about the Singles Day, he mentioned that he is recently looking for a house with his wife. So if you have any suggestions for him on where to buy or what are great deals in Taipei, feel free to approach him later on. Let's welcome our third individual evaluator, Yulong Li.
Congratulations, Peter. You finished your icebreaker speech. you also start your journey in Toastmaster Club. And your speech topic is straightforward. The thing I learned from department rotation. When I see this title, that really attract my attention and make me really want to know what's your story. And in your speech, I think there are two advantages. I think that you do very good. The first one is your structure. Your structure is good. You have opening. The opening you talk about you have to learn your job in 3 days, and then in your in the bodies you mentions how to improve your performance, and it also mentions you you made some mistake, and in your conclusion you talk about you talk with your fathers and ask for some advice, and in the end you also learn some lessons from the mistake you made. And on the other hand, I also like your vocal variety. When you talk about you know that you have to learn something in 3 days, I really feel that you are shocked. Your vocal variety shows that you're really shocked. And when you talk about you make a mistake, I also feel the same feeling that you feel frustrated and you feel a little bit disappointed for yourself. So I think that's good. You use your vocal variety, and I also feel that you have a good pronunciation when you deliver your speech. And if there are any suggestions I can give for you, I think there are 2 suggestions. The first is that this is an icebreaker speech, so I think you can maybe add 1 paragraph, about 1 minute, to talk about yourself, to introduce yourself to our audience. And the second suggestion is that I think that you can have more interaction with audience, like body language or like eye contact or the usage of the stage. I know that's hard because I'm still learning how to use my gestures or how to have some eye contact with audience. But I can share my experience with you that practice, it can help you a lot. The practice can bring you confidence, and if you practice, you have enough practice, you can relieve your nervous. So all in all, I'm really love your speech, and I'm still looking forward for your further speech. So thank you, Peter.
Thank you for the suggestions, Yulong. Now, since I'm gonna switch the sequence of the evaluation, the general evaluation session and the language evaluation session, so that our language evaluator will have more time to prepare. Now, let's have our timer and ad counter report, please. Timer?
Five minutes for 58.
5 minutes and 58. Do you need the microphone? So that everyone can hear, right? Not just me.
Here, 5 minutes 53 seconds. Louis, 1 minute 16 seconds. And 1 minute 10 seconds. Orinda, 57 seconds.
Good job.
Anna, 1 minute 2 seconds. Leo, 1 minute 25 seconds. Jamie, 1 minute 10 seconds. James, 1 minute 25 seconds. Carol, 1 minute 48 seconds. 40, 2 minutes 54 seconds. Jason, Elaine, sorry. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Yulong, 3 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, timer. Let's give some time. Yeah, our ad counter, please.
Vector 2. Jason 4. Peter 4. Louis 1 and 2. Orlando 3. Anna 2. Leo 3. Jamie 1. James 2. And Carol 1. Paula 0. Elaine 2. Yulong 3.
Thank you, ad counter. Now, for the general evaluation, what is evaluation session? Now, evaluation session, why do we have evaluation session in Toastmasters? I think this is important for everyone to know, like, what are you spending this next 5 minutes for? Now, evaluation itself is a skill. So, like for example, when you're talking to your kids, how can you be more encouraging? If you're gonna teach your kids some moral values, how are you gonna convey the message in a way that they are prone to accepting what you're saying? So I think evaluation is an important skill, especially when you are, not only when you're a parent, but also when you're in the managerial role. So if you're gonna give feedbacks to your subordinates, how are you gonna encourage them and teach them at the same time? So you want your colleagues to feel special, and you want them to feel appreciated and learn something at the same time. So the last thing you want to do is have an unmotivated employee, right? So this is why we have the evaluation session in Toastmasters, is to gain that skill on how to give constructive critical feedback, okay? Now, for the general evaluation part, I'll provide some of the observations that I've had throughout the entire meeting. I thought this is a well-prepared meeting. I enjoyed a lot, especially with the variety session. It's very special. It's very interesting. It allowed me to feel like I'm single, and it's like I was blushing. It's like, oh, this is how it felt like when you're having speed dating. Now, I also love how Kara opened the meeting. I thought you had the educational aspect within your opening remark. We learned something new. We learned a lot of vocabularies on bubble milk tea. And I love the meeting theme that our Toastmasters of the day selected. It's very appropriate, it's relevant, it's current events. I love that you made a call to cancel out the word of the day and jump right into the variety session. That's very clever. I think that's what we are trying to learn here in Toastmasters. When something goes wrong, what are the alternatives? How can you be flexible? So excellent work there, Toastmasters of the day. Now, I also love all of the C1 speakers today. All of you were well prepared, no notes at all. Congratulations. Let's put our hands together for It's very rare for C1 speakers to come up on stage and deliver a speech naturally without any notes. Even me, I need to have my notes on the stage. So well done, really. You're extraordinary. I thought your speeches were well crafted, well structured, and all of you showed confidence up on the stage. Now, for the member interest survey, I thought that's ingenious. I like that your officers actually cared for the members to the point that they would love to hear your feedback. So that shows how your officers care about you as members. So they want to hear your opinion. So this is something that I would love to implement into our own club as well. Table Topic Master, we have what? 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 questions, or 8 table topic speakers for today. That's a record, right? So it's like normally we only have 3 or 5, and then it's like 8. That's a record. Congratulations. Now, for the evaluators, I thought all of them were very encouraging. Now, if anything that I could provide is for the session masters, table topics master or the Toastmasters of the day or the variety session, I think it's important that we mention, I'm just taking down notes of the time, because I normally go over time a lot of times. Now, for the session masters, it's important that before you start off with your session, explain to the audience what is your session for. So like for example, Toastmasters of the day. What is Toastmasters? So I know most of us here are members already, but like most of you are less than a year, right? Like have joined the club for less than a year. So it's important that we keep in mind of what Toastmasters is for. What are we here learning? So what are we spending the next 2 hours for? Also, it's important that you reiterate the procedures or the timing rules. Like for example, table topics. How much time does each speaker has? Like what skills are we gaining out of table topics? So I know we kind of know it, but we're not really sure. Like for example, if I randomly pick someone, now what did you learn about table topics? Why is table topics so important? Now that's something that we could constantly remind our members for. Now for the evaluators, I thought they all did a fantastic job on giving constructive feedbacks. Now what I would suggest is, like for example, give specific examples, like not just like for vocal variety or body gesture. So exactly which part, which sentence can they apply vocal variety on? Which section of their speech can they apply body language on? So being more specific helps the speaker get the idea, a concrete idea on how can they apply body language or vocal variety towards their next speech. Now, overall, I thought this is an amazing Sunday meeting. It's definitely worth getting up so early every Sunday morning to attend CHB Toastmasters, and I congratulate you all for breaking through your comfort zone and learning leadership skills at the same time. And so before we end the meeting, we will have our language evaluator to give us the language evaluation session. Let's welcome the language evaluator for the day, and her answer towards the meeting theme, Singles Day, is she doesn't like to buy online. She prefers to go to the shop, touch the product before she decides to buy one. Let's welcome our language evaluator, Ivy.
See, this is like choosing your future husband. Do you want to always like chatting online and texting? No. You want the physical interactions, right? That's why we have Toastmaster. The reason why we have Toastmaster is you wanted to be surrounded by talent speaker and the future leaders. So now, my word of the day is options. It is an option that for me to keep laying on my bed and to continue sleep to the afternoon. But I decided to jumping out from the bed and join Toastmaster. It is an option to you to decide that you wanted to be single or to be available or to get married or not. So it is, for me, we all have different options. Then here, option is also a financial product. I am sure that you all know, right? Call option and put option. So I know that you guys all know what is the option. So here's my option to you to improve your future language usage. Someone says crazy on something. Yes, it's crazy on something, but it would be better to use crazy about something, crazy about buying things, crazy about riding the bicycle to Taoyuan. Single day, feel the single day. Feel the single day. How to say to make it feel better, right? The feeling about single day, my feelings about single days. Words, remember, ring on. Don't you feel it's so awkward for you to saying that? What is the better way to say that? Unforgettable. So easy, so easy. It's not happened yet. How to say that? I'm still waiting for my future one or the final one. What your pursuer or admirer do will make you smile. See, it's so difficult. How about this? If you have admirer or pursuer, what kind of a thing they do will make you smile? So simple and easy for people to understand. I am sure that whenever that you have table topic question, then you were starting to think, what is the question? What is the question? And guess what? After you finish the question and after I digest the question, I still don't know what to say. So better to find an easy way to ask people. And make a card with my boyfriend. Make a card with a boyfriend. I'm sure is I make a card for my boyfriend. What game the boy would like to play? I think the better way is what kind of video game that my boyfriend would like. My girl thinking more logical than me. That would be. I think to call your girlfriend is my girl is a little bit not too good. So it would be better to say my girlfriend is more logical than me. So that would be better. Chase a boy. 追男孩追女孩 right? That is totally Chinese. So chase a boy or girl. I would say to find the other half. To find the other half or to find my future half. That would be better. One side to fall in love. It's a little bit weird, right? So how to say that? 那个叫什么？一眼钟情是吗？一见钟情 so 一见钟情 how to say that? 一见钟情 is one side love. So simple and so easy. It is so simple and so easy. So what kind of word that the other half to say to change your life or leave, right? Something like that. I would say, what kind of word that the other half say to you to change your behavior or to change your lifestyle? It would be better. So what kind of word that my husband to say to change my lifestyle? I guess no. It's the action that he did to change my lifestyle. So I never change anything just because he say that I need to change. No, it's a behavior. So it's someone's behavior to change your lifestyle. So this is the question that I would change to. So, I really love your speech. I'm still looking for your next speech. So do you really love this speech? No. You should say, I really enjoy your speech and looking forward to your next speech. So I am still is a quite negative word if you put it in a sentence. Whenever that you say but or still, which change to the whole sentence to the other meaning. So if you want to use the still, it's better to use in a way that I wanted to change something. I suggest you to change something. Not like I really enjoy the speech. So if you really enjoy my speech, why are you still looking for my next speech? So which means the speech is not good, then next speech will be better. So this is the word of the meaning for but and still. So all in all, I really enjoy today's meeting. And when my sister asked me, do you have any weekend Toastmaster that my daughter can join, which is my niece. So I have a little secretary who was sitting there and to documentary for those 1 hour that I'm missing. So thank you for my niece. Oh, by the way, my niece's name is also Anna, and she's also available and single. In case that you want to, have a speed dating, but that would be a crime, okay? Yes. So today I am very happy that normally I can take any part of a meeting, but not to language evaluator, because it's so difficult to suggest people how to use the language, right? Then I finally participating for hundreds Toastmaster. I finally found my way to give a suggestion to other people how to use a proper language. How? Not to ask people to change the sentence between the whole, change the word or the connected word to the whole sentence. Is to change the way how they describe these questions. It is always have the simple and easiest way to make people understand your questions. If you are all financial, in the financial industry, is there anybody feel finance is happy and easy to understand? I am sure not, but it is a way for you to decide how to describe the terms to your customer, to make them feel that, it is worth to buy, it is worth to invest. So in the Toastmaster, it's the same. It's not to learn the perfect language, but it is to learn the language that people all can understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. So I think we learned something from her language evaluation. I think one thing that I've observed throughout her language evaluation, or through what she mentioned, is that one thing is persistence. If you stay long enough in Toastmasters and you practice long enough, you'll definitely figure out a way, your own unique way to deliver a message. So it's not about the perfect language. It's about finding your own way, your own unique way to deliver the message, in a sense that your audience, your recipient would understand. Now, I hope you have enjoyed the meeting as much as I do. Let's welcome back our Toastmasters of the day, Alan, Gao.